Hi and welcome to another Game Boys Are Awesome video, guys. Today in this video, guys, as you can see, this is a video response to Kieran from RetroGameHoarder. So yeah, he did a 5 gaming facts video about himself, and he got tagged by someone else, so he did one and he tagged me in it, which was nice of him. So yeah, thanks a lot for tagging me in this, Kieran. And it may took me a little while to get this out because I wasn't really sure what to do. Or what to actually say, but I've got a couple of little answers and I want to show you guys. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to go with the first one that Kieran did. He said what is his favourite console. You guys may know, but I've done home console and handheld because they're sort of like different, but I'm just going to put that into this as one question. So my first one is going to be the consoles. So for the home consoles, it's going to have to be definitely the PS1 because that was the first home system I had. Was my own when I was a child. I remember getting that for my 11th birthday, I think it was. My dad got me the slim PS1, which I sadly got rid of that one, but I've got quite a few of them now. But I haven't got my original one anymore. I sold it at a car boot for like 10 years ago. I remember selling it. But that was my favourite home console, because it was basically the first one I had was mine, and I didn't really play a lot of games in it because we didn't have a lot of money when I was younger and stuff like that, so I didn't really have a lot of games. But yeah, that's one console that I really enjoyed, and it's definitely my favourite. Now you guys will know what my favourite handheld is. It's gonna be the Game Boy. I'm going to go to Game Boy Color because that was my first one I ever had as a child, and that is what I'm going to be picking. I do like all the Game Boys, they're all great, but the Game Boy Color has much more nostalgia to me, because I remember getting it when I was 9 years old for Christmas, or 8 or 7, 8 I think it was, no, 8 or 9 years old, sorry. That I remember getting it, I remember asking my mum, I really want this, and they really struggled to get the Game Boy from when I was a child because it was a lot of money, and my mum and dad did not have a lot of money at the time, and they were really worried that I wouldn't actually play it because, you know, if I get into that bit in the next question. But yeah, they struggled to get it for me because I didn't have much money, but they did get it for me, which is awesome, and that's probably why I really like the Game Boy, because the Game Boy Color, because it's something that I really wanted and didn't think I'd actually get because, you know, as I said, didn't have much money as a child, or my mum and dad didn't. But yeah, that's that one. And let's go to question 2, or my answer for this one. I didn't actually pick the ones that he answered though, because Kieran's got all different answers he said for his gaming facts, so I didn't want to pick every single one like he did. So I chucked in some little ones, but I want to present anything to like match up to his sort of answers. So I've put in my different answers for this one. So this one you might like be a bit like confused, but not confused. But when I was a child, I wasn't a massive gamer, if I'm honest. I played the odd games, but like I was more, when I was a kid, I was more outdoors. Just loved playing outside when I was a kid, and just, you know, really enjoyed the outdoors more than playing games. The only times I ever used to play games as a child was basically if it was raining, or I had a great friend which actually does watch my videos, which is really good, which is Carl Bradish, one of my great friends from where I used to live. He was the one who basically got me into more into this retro gaming style when I was younger, because he introduced me to the Super Nintendo, and he introduced me to the Mega Drive, which was awesome. So when I used to go to his house, I used to play on stuff like that when he used to go to sleep over his, and that's where I mainly used to start playing games more than I did at home, because I didn't really have anything until I was like 11. So I used to be friends with him probably when I was about, I don't know, 8, or I don't know, about 9 or something like that. I was more hanging around with Carl, my mate, sleeping over his house, and you know, doing what kids do, you know. So he introduced me to the PlayStation as well, N64. So all different these consoles, which I'd never had as a child. I did get them when I was more like in my teens. I started getting and picking them up from him, and yeah. So basically, I wasn't much of a gamer when I was a kid, as I just explained to you. I was more of an outside enjoying the weather and just enjoying the countryside. Because where I used to live, I lived in the countryside, where it was just, I don't know, I loved it, you know, where I used to live. But now I've moved away from there. Now I live in Staffordshire, which I used to live in Lincolnshire, which was Grantham area, and that was actually, the village was called Walsall by Beaver. So yeah, I do miss living there sometimes. But yeah, that's basically where I basically my answer for the second one, because I'm honest, I never really was into gaming much until I was a bit older, and then now I'm loads older now. I missed out on all these games which when I was younger, and that's really why I started collecting loads of bits and bobs as well. But that'll go on to another question in a minute, or answer. So number 3 is going to be, I've only ever, if I'm honest, you might be quite shocked about this, of the amount of games I've got. I've only ever completed one game, and that was not actually fully complete. I completed it getting to the end of the world, the end of the game. You probably think, oh, that's a really easy game, but if I'm honest, I'm not a very good game player. I'm pretty shit. I enjoy playing them and giving them a go, but I'm not very good at you know, really completing them. Because if I get to a bit where I'm stuck on, and I keep trying and keep trying, I get to the point when I don't want to go back and playing it again, because it just frustrates you so much. I just don't go back to it until like a couple of years. That is the truth, guys. I've basically left the game before and never played it again until, you know, I even forgot about the game, or I spotted it and thought, oh shit, I remember this game, let's get back into this again. And then I get to the same point, and then I just can't be arsed to try and get past it. But yeah, the only game I ever completed, which you'll probably be shocked about, or even thinking, oh, that's probably a piss easy game to complete, and that was the new Super Mario Bros. For the DS, not the 3DS, the DS, which I was so happy when I actually completed it. I hadn't actually completed it fully, because you know, on that one you can actually go into like the pipes, and it takes you off, and it can fire you off to the next world, so you can actually skip a world in that one. So I did that, and I got to the last boss on the world 8, and I completed it on there. But I didn't get everything. I didn't get all the stars. I didn't get all the worlds complete. But to me, that was completion, because I got to the part where you show you all the credits and stuff like that. Which, that to me, as I said, that was quite something, because I'm shit at games. If I'm honest, I prefer playing multiplayer games with my friends or online. I just find it more fun, you know what I mean? Interacting with my friends, playing games, and just sitting there playing on my own, I get bored. But I do like, you know, as you know, getting games and trying them out. But that's what I prefer more. Next one is to do with collecting. I'm going to let you guys know of what got me into collecting. It's quite mixed. It's all different sorts of things that happened that got me into it. What started me off with the Game Boy was I spotted a Game Boy in a charity shop. I think it would have been like when early 2013. I think it was like 2013 New Year. When it was 2012 New Year. When it's about to go to 2013. I went to go to the lakes with my girlfriend Lorna. I saw her, when we went there to go see her family, we went to the charity shops, which are around the Oakley area, and I saw a Game Boy, a box Game Boy in there, which I wish I picked up now. I didn't actually pick it up, which was 20 quid, and I was like, shit, that's a lot of money for a box, you know. And I looked on eBay, and I was like thinking, you know, that's quite expensive. And it's not expensive now. I saw them for 20 quid with some box Game Boy games in there as well, which are like 3 quid each, which I wish I picked up, which I didn't, so it's, you know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I picked, that basically started me off, because I was like, oh, well, these are interesting, you know, that they're going for that much, and looking on eBay. And I've always picked up a few games in there, here and there, when I see them around in the shops. but I didn't really thought about actually going for collecting and that. So like when I started doing that, I started doing more research on YouTube and doing research on eBay as well, and there's people actually selling like modded Game Boy Colors, which I started wanting to do. So I did a couple of modded Game Boy Colors, and I actually made my channel to actually do that, like to actually video my modded Game Boys and sell them on, which as I was buying them in, like the Game Boys, they were coming with some games as well. So I didn't really want to get rid of the games because I thought, you know, I want to keep these to play myself. And then it just went on from there by like me watching videos as well and me finding you guys, and it just started off basically from there really, watching people's videos, and that's basically persuaded me and got me to know about what games are worth what and what is good. So collecting is really basically started from seeing a Game Boy in a charity shop to watching YouTube videos, and now it's just started like this. It's just really weird, but I hope that makes sense to you guys anyway. So my next question is, right, the first system I ever played as a child, or the first system we ever owned, this one is. So the first one I really have more of a fond memory of that I played not quite a lot. I remember watching my brother more play it than me, and that was the Master System 2. We got given one of those from apparently from my uncle, and we got given that. I didn't have any games for it for a long time. We only had the built-in one, which was Alex the Kid, or Alex Kid, which was the only one we ever had, until we saw one at a car boot, which we got the Sonic game, which we got for it, and that was the only game. We only had 2 games, which the one was built in and that one, for the longest time ever, and we never bought any other games for it. We had a dodgy controller, which was basically taped up. I think it snapped, and it was all taped up and everything. And so we only had 1 controller and no 2-player games. But that's the only really fun thing I remember playing much of. But we did have the Atari, which was basically our first home PC sort of thing, or home computer, not PC, but you know what I mean. But I can't remember much about that. You know, I remember vaguely it being around, my brother playing it, but I remember more of the Master System. So that is basically it, guys. That is my 5 gaming facts. I think that's. I hope that's all right for you, Kieran. Hope you enjoyed it, mate, and hope the other people who watch my videos, hope you all enjoyed it as well. And I'm going to tag a couple of people in as well in this, and let me know what your gaming facts are, guys, and I'll tag you in. So I'm going to tag in Jake from RetroGameHoarder. I know he hasn't done a video in a while because he hasn't really got a lot of pickups, but if you want to do one, great, that'd be great. I would love to see one from you, mate. Kevin Wolford, I'd love to hear one from you, mate. A good friend, good mate of mine, Kevin Wolford. There are 2 good mates there, add in, which I would like to hear a video response or whatever. And I think I might add someone else, which he goes off to YouTube sometimes and comes back again. But if you're watching this, I'm going to ask if Miky could do it as well. So Miky from whatever your channel is called now, mate. So Miky C, everyone knows him as Miky C. So if you're watching this, mate, and you're doing videos when you're talking like you've been doing in your last channel you made, but I know you've gone off the planet again and know where you're going, mate. But yeah, do a video response to this, mate. That'd be awesome to actually hear you do a video response. I never heard you do one before, and that'd be great to hear it. So I want to hear one from RetroGameHoarder, Kevin Wolford, and Miky C. So they're the people I want to tag into this and to follow on from this like little question or answer. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So thanks a lot for tagging me, Kieran. Thanks a lot for all you guys watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.